Hello, I'm Tina and welcome to Lakeshore Academy. Today I'm going to be talking about emotions basically that children have when it stems from having a learning disability or learning difference. You know, some people don't like to say special needs, some people don't like to say learning disabilities, some people prefer the term learning differences, which all of them are correct. It just depends on how you want to classify or how you want to identify with the situation in your family. Okay, basically, as you guys already know, I have experience with learning disabilities, several different ones. I call them dyslexia, dysgraphia, dyscalculia, dyspraxia, and um, and I know I'm forgetting one. No. I named them all. And then you also have the side ones, which is ADD, ADHD. I just say all the alphabet because they have so many different names to categorize learning and behavior, different things like that, dealing with emotions. But at any rate, I have experience with dealing with all of them. One thing that I have found that when you have a child that has a learning disability, and if I or learning difference or learning difficulties, they tend to also have emotional situation going on because it can be very drooling and very stressful when you have different learning style, when all the curriculum and all the things are really geared towards someone who doesn't think like you. So it can make for a very stressful situation. And then us as parents, if we personally do not have any personal experience, meaning that we do not have the condition ourselves that our children have, it can become like a tug of war situation. When I say tug of war situation, I mean like you're telling the child, this is the way that I want you to do A, B, C, and D on this particular lesson. And your child just cannot understand that particular direction that you're giving them. And then you get frustrated, and then they're frustrated because you feel like you're doing it the best you can. And you feel like you're breaking it down, you're changing it around for them, but they just still does not get the way that you're trying to convey the information to them. First of all, I want to tell you that it's not easy. I deal with it personally. I have shed many tears trying to figure out my son and daughter's unique learning style. Pretty much now I kind of understand it way more than I did before, but it took a very, very, very long time. Like in particular, like I said, my son has all the disses, like dyslexia, dysgraphia, dyscalculia, and dyspraxia. So that makes for a very interesting educational experience, to say the least. My daughter, she just has problems with dyscalculia, which is just basically a learning math disability. So, but the unique thing about both of my children, even though both of them have dyscalculia, which is that learning math disability, they both still approach math in a total different way. So you would think if I have two children with the same learning difference, that I can approach the learning process the exact same way. No, I can't. Because my son is really, really great with numbers. Like, that's his thing. Like, he can do numbers and he can do percentages, basic percentages in his head, which I was shocked when we put him in this finance class and he just was saying the percentages, doing the problem right in his head. He's very good with mental math, basic mental math. Whereas my daughter is total opposite. She's not good with mental math. She has to think it through, write it down, and all the nine. So my son prefers not to write stuff down and with certain stuff. So some things I do make him write things down and some things I don't, because I know he understands the information. He might not always be able to convey it on paper because of his dysgraphia. So he has like two ends of the coin. he can explain himself very well. However, right in written terms, in written ways, he has difficulties. So, with that being said, it can be a very emotional situation because you want the very best for your children. You want your children to thrive. You want them to learn, and you just want the best. And when you feel like they're not at your particular milestone, which you want them to be at that particular time, you feel like you failed them. And I constantly deal with this feeling of feeling like I'm failing them or something, or because I want them to be in here by this point, and they might not always be there, but yet they're surpassing another subject. So I just have to be balanced in that. So you're not the only one that goes through those feelings. All of us go through those ups and down emotional feelings. So they're emotional because it's very stressful for them with that particular subject or subjects, and you're stressed out because they're not where you want them to be at that particular moment. So everyone is stressed. Where something that I'm telling you, something that I use that has been very, very like the foundation for my emotional wellness and my children's emotional wellness has been using essential oils. I am a distributor for Young Living essential oils, and I tell you, when I got introduced to them about 20 months ago, I was very skeptical at first because I'm a person who really looks into health anyway. So, and I have tried various different essential oils throughout the years, and I have never came across a company in which you can internalize a lot of their essential oils. So that was like, I'm like, what? You can I know you can diffuse them, and I knew that you could like burn them in little burners, and I knew that some people actually rub them topically on them. But the fact that you can even ingest some of Young Living's essential oils, that was just mind blowing to me, and it was hard for me to really get at first because I was like, I'm not doing it. But now I am totally on board, and they have been such a blessing to my family. So we're going through, I have several different essential oils in which I use to help support the educational process, to help with focus, to help with thinking, to help with to promote more of an emotional balancing situation dealing with my family. When we're having one of those not so great days and we need something to kind of like ease our emotions in a positive way or help us to diffuse a negative situation, I use various essential oils. I use clarity. In my homeschool, I use purification. I use humility, valor, citrus fresh, lavender, and I use brain power. I use reconnect. Let's see. Genius. This is a great one too if your child needs focus, want to concentrate. Lemongrass. And that's just to name a few. I also use frankincense also because it really helps promote thinking, focus, concentration, stuff of that nature. And just sometimes you just need something to just balance, not so much of focus, which we do want to focus, but sometimes you just need something to balance your emotions, because it's the emotions of the situation that can really deter the educational process. So if you get those emotions under control, in check, then everything else kind of falls in place. So if I see where we're in a more of a negative mindset, our emotions is like everywhere, theirs or mine, or because let's face it, every day is not a peaches and cream day. Sometimes you wake up and you feel in a mood. So when there are moments like that, I grab my essential oils. I start using them because, believe it or not, if you're very emotional and moody and everything like that, that's gonna that's going to transcend on your homeschool day, on your children. So if you're very cranky and snippety and all that, well, guess what? The children are going to be the same way, because you're oozing that negativity, and it's just going to just transcend over the homeschool, and it's just going to be very, very unpleasant, to say the least. So when I wake up and I feel my emotions going woo woo woo, I say, okay, I have got to. And also I have like the essential oils from the Feelings kit, and that kit is designed to help balance those emotions, help you promote healthy emotions. So, and feelings, because it's those feelings that kind of get us off the track as well. So when those moments are going, I just start diffusing some of my oils. Sometimes I make them a little tea, and we drink the tea with the essential oils. We also rub them on us topically, rub it on our temples, in the middle of our face here, and we also rub them on our brain stem, in the back part of your neck, and sometime on our wrist. And that, you would not believe how awesome and how it just changed the entire mood of the day. And it has been really a blessing for my family to be able to have the essential oils and the supplements that we use, because they really help. I mean, I'm kid you not, they really help support our emotions really, really great. And of course, they support our overall wellness and support our overall wellness and promotes just overall well-being. So if you're ever interested in learning more about the things that I use, the things that I use in my homeschool, things that I use personally just for my particular wellness, just comment below or get in contact with me through email. If you comment on this video, I will be glad to give you the information that we can talk personally, because I'm also an educational wellness coach, and of course you guys already know that I am also an educational coach, specifying, or not specifying, but directed or geared towards children with learning disabilities and families. Also, although I talk about all educational things, but my passion is helping or geared towards children with learning differences, learning disabilities, and how I utilize essential oils and supplements in order to make for a balanced homeschool. So if you're interested in learning more, I'll be happy to tell you. And also, from time to time, I do some videos online on my Living Well with Young Living products. I have a Facebook group in which I share different educational information about the essential oils and stuff of that nature, and also tell you how you can actually get you some. If you want to see my website, it's at www.myYL.com/Tina and Curtis. And then you will see our website and different things that is featured on our website dealing with essential oils. So again, this is Tina from Lakeshore Academy, talking about different ways in which we can balance our emotions with essential oils and supplements, and how we can just find ways to just balance ourselves. And I forgot to say, and very, very important, to also watch what you eat, your diet, the things that you put in your body, because the food and different stuff that we eat, the different things that we use on our bodies is what fuel our body. So if we put in junk in our body, then we can expect our body to perform to its best capacity if we're putting junk in it. So it's so important for us to really pay attention to what products we use, what things we eat, and also we need to make sure that we're active, doing some sort of moderate exercise weekly, so that it keep our bodies healthy. So again, this is Tina from Lakeshore Academy. Have a great day.